Well, it's been a distressing couple of weeks for social grant beneficiaries. Thousands of desperate and hopeful recipients find themselves still waiting to receive their monthly payments. Now, this has been blamed on a technical glitch at the Post Bank, but eNCA reporter Heidi Giokos is tracking these developments for us. So let's just go over to her now and get the very latest. Heidi, good morning to you, colleague. I mean, how's it looking from where you stand in terms of this glitch with which we hear is the reason behind, thousands of beneficiaries could not receive their grants?
Yes, certainly. I mean, it's the 14th of the month today, Tumelo, and normally you're supposed to have received your grant by now already. But because of this technical glitch, there have been a number of delays, leaving many elderly in complete distress. My colleague, Hlonian Mkulu, was actually doing extensive work on the ground last week, speaking to older people and the elderly who have really been struggling in terms of needing to go. Initially, they were able to get their SASSA grant from, for example, a supermarket, and then they were told that they have to go to the Post Bank. So they have to go to a post office, and not all post offices would have been able to assist them. It does seem rather quiet here. I'm going to actually just move out of shot and ask my colleague Percy to just show you. It does seem rather quiet here in Soweto, where we have seen one or two elderly people moving in. Not everybody has received their social grants at this particular stage, even though SASSA has indicated that they have indeed sorted out the glitch. We'll obviously get further details at 1 o'clock when the Minister of Communications and Social Development brief at 1 o'clock. But it doesn't take away from the fact that this problem has been reoccurring for years, Tumelo. We do know that this problem seems to keep creeping up, and it seems to just be a recurring problem. I want us to listen to what Black Sash had to say about the fact that this has been a consistent problem, and they have been very vocal in terms of really trying to challenge the Social Development Department to sort this problem out. Let's listen in.
This is not a new thing. We coming with this from SAPO when the contract was given to SAPO. We had almost the same situation. I mean, and then we moved from November last year to the Post Bank. We are still experiencing, and in actual fact, it seems to be even getting worse, because every month beneficiaries have to go through this, and this technical glitch was highlighted to us and other civil society organizations as early as November last year, and it's been a continuous thing that is happening. Last week was actually a devastated situation and a very appalling. What is actually happening, the minute the beneficiaries do not have access, then it pushes them to go to the machonistas, and it pushes them, which then gets them into debt, and debt that they cannot even be able to maintain, because the social assistance, yes, the social assistance is mainly for basic needs being your food, being your electricity. I mean, we see the food prices have gone, astronomically high, and here we are with a caregiver who's receiving 500 rands, now having the hope to get the grant, and here is an old granny who is actually in receipt of this grant, maintaining grandchildren, maintaining everyone in the house who is not employed.
So, Heidi, this sounds like it's been an ongoing problem when it comes to just making sure that beneficiaries receive their grants timeously. But is there a resolution in sight? I think at this point, the question is, how do we have that assurance that this will not recur again?
Yes, certainly, and I think that's the challenge here, Tumelo, is the fact that this keeps reoccurring every couple of months or whatever the case might be. And this is why this has become a huge challenge, because you also have the elderly that are not in a position to find their nearest post bank or post office to go and get their grants when they have already made alternative arrangements to go to the nearest supermarket or whatever it might be to get their grant money. Now they have to make alternative alternative arrangements to go and find the nearest post bank and post office. Quite frankly, at Tumelo, it's unacceptable. It should not be this situation for anybody, whatever grant it might be, because there needs to be a convenient way of receiving this grant, especially for the elderly. You've had thousands, if not millions, really inconvenienced because of this technical glitch. The question also comes in, is this exacerbated by the stage 6 load shedding that we have been experiencing? Could have that contributed to this? Why has social development and the communication department not been able to sort this technical glitch out for years? It's been a recurring problem. It's been an issue that has not been sorted out, and it does seem as though it's really challenging and causing many issues. But hopefully this will be sorted out sooner rather than later, and we'll get a further update at 1 o'clock. But we will be engaging with the elderly here who have come and probably have still not been able to receive their social grant. And as I mentioned, it's the 14th of September.
Yeah, absolutely. The inconvenience of it all, but also the continued struggle for those beneficiaries expecting to get an income. So, of course, to sort out their personal lives. Heidi, we'll come back to you as soon as there are any other developments. Colleague, that's Heidi Giokos for us. And it seems like this issue around timeous payment is a continuous and recurring problem here, meaning that this technical glitch that is constantly being referred to as the reason behind the problem and why beneficiaries are struggling to receive their payments on time seems to be, of course, recurring with no resolution in sight. So we'll continue with Heidi Giokos to follow through with that story.